What's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Too Busy, Too Busy, Too Busy Tuesday. Hey, too busy, too busy, too busy Tuesday. Hey, I am so excited to be here tonight. If you're a returning listener or viewer, welcome back. If this is your first time tuning into Too Busy, welcome. My name is Raffinée. And during Too Busy, I share some of the things that I no longer have time or energy for. Now, we have had a full season of lots and lots of topics of things that I'm too busy for. And I've even had some guests join me along the way, sharing some of the things that they're too busy for. And I really wanted to round out this season of Too Busy talking about boundaries. It's one of the things I hear so much about as I encounter my friends, my family members, and even some of the clients that I work with. And because we're in holiday season, it seems like boundaries come up even more because people are like, well, what do I do with this? And how do I set a boundary with this? And what kind of boundaries do I need to be thinking about? Now, I will tell you this. I do not have enough time in the short amount of minutes that I have today to share with you all the things where boundaries are concerned. But I picked a couple highlights and things that I thought would be most advantageous, and even some of the things that I find myself working on when it comes to boundaries during the holiday season to share today. So I'm going to jump in with physical boundaries. Now, physical boundaries, we're talking about your space and your physical proximity. So this could be connected to things like touch, how close you want people to be to you, whether you want to be hugged or not, who you would like to be in your physical proximity, and how close even. Now, during the holiday season, it's easy sometimes for people to be so excited and they want to hug and they may want to kiss on the cheek and they may want to hug and squeeze and kiss the babies and all the things. And what I know to be true is that some people are not comfortable with that. Maybe it's in general terms, they're not comfortable. For some people, they're just not comfortable with certain people engaging with them in that way. And so one of the things I encourage people to think about is, what are you okay with or not okay with where your physical boundaries are concerned? You can think about it before you even find yourself at that cousin's house or at that friend's house and being accosted potentially by or being met with like, hey, I want a hug. And you like, oh God, what do I do? And so if you're not a hugger, maybe you go in for the fist bump. I am not really shaking hands because it's flu season and COVID and RSV and all the things are going on. And so when I meet new people, people are putting out their hands. They're like, hey, nice to meet you. And I'll be like, what's up? Bring it in. And it doesn't have to be awkward. It doesn't even have to be a grand announcement. I don't announce like, oh, I'm not shaking hands because it's COVID and RSV and flu season. I just go straight in. Like, as soon as the hand's out, I'm like, yo, bring it in, fist bump. And I've not had any adverse responses to that. And so as you are thinking about engaging with friends, strangers, family, friends that are like family, think about, okay, what kind of physical boundaries would be helpful for me and what do I feel comfortable with? The second area is time boundaries. Now, this one gets super, super blurry sometimes for people, especially when it comes to family and things like that, because it's like, I should spend all day with my family, or I should spend all day with my friend who invited me over for the holidays. Here's the thing. If that is not going to serve you well and be what is most engaging and enjoyable for you, decide what kind of boundary would you like to set up. Maybe you say, you know what, I want to give myself X amount of hours to be with other people. Maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to drive so that I have the freedom to decide how long I would like to stay or not. Maybe you decide, you know what, I'm going to spend my time in the morning on the day of the holiday being with myself and kind of chilling and being alone, doing something that I love and really enjoy, like reading a book or working out or doing a word search or doing a puzzle or listening to my favorite music. And then later in the day, I'm going to go spend time with people. Whatever you choose is just fine because it's your boundary. I think the key is figuring out, okay, how would I like to spend my time? And just because I'm off work or just because it's the holiday does not mean I have to spend all of my time with other people or by myself. Maybe you're the person that's like, I do want to spend all my time with other people. Then it's like, okay, figure out how you would like to distribute that time and make plans accordingly. Now, the third area, and this one gets even more tricky sometimes than the time boundaries, is material. So we're in the season for people that celebrate Christmas and really enjoy like gift giving and things like that. There can seem like this pressure that I have to buy gifts for other people, or that I have to participate, or that I have to spend my money. And the thing about material boundaries is that you get to decide and choose how you would like to spend your money, but also how much you would like to share or not share your possessions. Your possessions might be your car. It may be opening up your home. It may be spending money to do gift exchanges. And you may be in a position where you're like, I don't really want to do that. That's not really how I want to spend my money. I'm on a budget and I'm not trying to go broke behind gift giving. Whatever the case may be, establishing and setting material boundaries can ensure that you come out of the holiday season not in this deep regret or feeling guilt about doing something that maybe you didn't really want to do. Now, like I said, I don't have time to go all into the deep and nitty gritty of this, but I do want to encourage you to think about what kind of boundaries you want to set: physical boundaries, time boundaries, and material boundaries over the holidays and over the next several weeks, and really give some thought to how you will go about establishing those boundaries and ensuring that you can hold yourself accountable to whatever your boundary is. Now, I want to say again, thank y'all so much for tuning in, for rocking with me this season. If this is your first episode, go back and catch some of the previous seasons because it has been truly, truly phenomenal. Shout out to every guest that joined me this season. And I look forward to connecting with y'all again in 2020.